Hey guys, today I have a Maytag washer and Whirlpool electric dryer. And right now this one is just getting started on the wash cycle. It's got full submersion, 2-part agitator, and it'll get going with a few different speeds there. Long bursts and short bursts like it's doing right now. But we've got a deep water wash, so it's using that full basket of water. I've got an extra one of these lid strikers here plugged in, so it thinks the lid's closed. So as it moves along, I'll show you that it drains the water out like it's supposed to, has a nice and fast, smooth final spin cycle. Then when it's all done, we'll move the clothes over to the dryer and show you that the dryer's working and heating correctly. Now for the hookup of your washer, you might consider a set of steel braided hoses like this pack here. I've got a link to both of these in the description. If you have trouble finding it, you can just click that. Also supports the channel, so we really appreciate that. But you can see here you've got blue for cold water, red, so it's easy to keep them apart. Now the steel braided is important because the cheap rubber ones have a tendency to swell and burst, and you definitely don't want that happening, especially if you're not home. And then a surge protector, there's many different styles, and I got a couple linked in the description. I kind of like this one because I'm always plugging other things in, but you can also get dedicated ones. You just want to make sure that it's 900 joules or higher, and that's going to protect your washing machine and the electronics on it. This one also has I believe that's a 4-foot cable on it too. So something like that to protect the electronics on it, super important. And this pretty much covers the washer. And here's a little bit longer, more forceful agitation. It has one more after this where it's even longer. See, it's doing a pretty good job getting those clothes mixed up there. All right, and here is that drain running nice and fast. Getting all that water moved out. It's gonna spin to extract the used up water. Then it's gonna fill all the way back up for a rinse cycle with fresh water. All right, final spin cycle. Spinning nice and fast, max extracting the water out of those clothes. This is a pretty heavy towel load as well, but you can see, nice smooth operation. So we'll let that finish up and then we will move over to the dryer. All right, now when talking about hooking up the dryer, a couple of things you're gonna need. You're gonna need to find out what type of power cord you're gonna need. These are all considered accessories and they do not come with a new dryer or a used dryer typically. This is a 3-prong power cord. It's like that there, has 3 hookups for the back, and it's 30 amp. You wanna make sure you don't get a 50 amp that has a straight one here. That's for a stove. You wanna make sure you get the right one for a dryer. And I've got these linked in the listing description also for you there. Now this is a 4-prong, so it looks a little different, but it still has the L there versus a straight one, because they also sell this in a 50 amp for a stove. Very similar, so wanna make sure you get the right one for a dryer. You can take a picture of your plug in your laundry room and match it up, make sure you get the right one. This goes on the back of the dryer, and then it extends out to wherever your wall hookup is. Super important to make sure you get one. It's easy to use. A lot of them have a flathead screwdriver on it to tighten it down. I like these wings here. You could just do it by hand. It's so much easier because every 3 or 4 months you're going to want to take this off and clean it out, so this makes it a lot easier to do. And then lastly, I always recommend a good dryer sheet, and I do not do fabric softener in any of the washers that I use or the one at home. Fabric softener is like putting glue in your machine. Eventually it gums everything up. Use 2 or 3 of these and you get the same softness effect on your clothes, but it doesn't mess anything up. So that's kind of the essentials there for your dryer. All right, so now the washer's completely finished up and cleared out. You see a nice super capacity on that one. I think it's super capacity plus. And then same over on the dryer. We've got your lint trap right here, so we'll make sure that gets clean and clear before each and every load, so you have good airflow through there. That's the most important thing. And then on here, we've got it set time dry with a high heat setting. So you have tons of different heat options. You can turn the buzzer on and off at the end of the cycle if you have pets or kids sleeping. And then this is your wrinkle shield. So what happens here is if you turn this on, it gives you 90 minutes of 10-minute cycles to come back and get those folded up before the wrinkles set in. But otherwise, that's pretty much how it works. And I'm gonna show you that it is in fact heating like it's supposed to. So you can see here it's about 81 degrees on top. We'll open this up. You see everything's tumbling. Nice bright light right inside the heating element tube. It gets super hot inside that tube right there. And then that in turn heats and dries the clothes. The air exits right there, which is where the lint trap catches the lint, and it goes down and out the back of the dryer. Okay, so start that back up. And that's gonna do it for these guys here. I'll go ahead and get them listed up for sale. If you have any questions at all, feel free to shoot me a message. Thanks, you guys have a great day.